All right, so for example 2, it says select all tables that represent a proportional relationship. So we have to see if A, B, and C are proportional. Now, anytime it tells you select all the tables, what that means is there could be more than one, okay, that is proportional. So what I first did was I rewrote the tables on my paper. And what I did was any one of them that has a mixed number, I put an equals to it because we have to turn them into improper fractions first. So 4.5 becomes an improper fraction. And I rewrote it because now, as we said before, x is on top and y is on the bottom. So we have 3 tables that we have to figure out if they're proportional or not. So the first table is I'm going to start off with is C, because C has whole numbers, which makes it much easier to see if it's proportional or not. Okay? So here we go. So for x, for the first table, we have y over x. So I'm going to do, first I'm going to label ratio 1, 2, and 3. So the first thing I always want you guys to do is like actually label the ratios, and because x is above y, we're looking at them vertically. Okay, so here's my first ratio, second, third. Now, quickly, what I know is if I do ratio 1, we get y over x. That's going to be y is 1, x is 2. So that's 1/2. Okay, ratio 2, we do y over x. That gives me 2/4. And 2/4 also is 1/2 because 2 is half of 4. So far it's proportional. But if I look at my last ratio, we have y over x, and we get 9/3 because y is 9 is my y value, 3 is my x value, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So C is not proportional, and we did this pretty quickly because we have whole numbers, so it's much easier to find. So I already know that C, okay, that's not proportional. So let's move up one. We have B. So we do not have any mixed numbers, so I do not have to convert any of these fractions into mixed numbers. So now I'm going to label my ratios. We have ratio 1, 2, and 3. And what we're going to do is, again, same thing. We divide. So we do y over x. And what you have to do is divide each one. So I'm going to show you for ratio 1, the first one, and then you are going to do for the second 2. So I have 2 over 2/3 because 2 is my y value, 2/3 is my x value, which means we get 2 divided by 2/3. Now 2 is the same as 2 over 1. So what we do is we keep the first number, got 2 over 1, change to multiplication, and remember we flip. So this would be 3/2. So when I multiply across, I get 2 times 3, which is 6, over 2 times 1, which is 2. So that equals 3, because when I simplify 6 over 2, that gives me 3. So what your goal is to see if B, ratio 2 and 3, also equals 3, not C, also equals 3, to see if this is a proportional table. So you are going to try that one on your own. And then for the last one, I'm just going to help you out here. Once you've written out the table, and you could pause and write it out as how I have it. But the first thing is, right, so we're going to label ratio 1, ratio 2, and ratio 3. So that's the first step. The second thing is I need you to then, we see that we have mixed numbers. So we need to convert the mixed numbers into improper fractions. So I have 3 times 1, which is 3, plus 2. So that gives me 5 over 3. This one is 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1. That gives me 10 over 3. And then for 4.5, we have 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9/2. Okay, so now we used the mixed numbers, turned them into improper fractions, and now I can divide. So again, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to divide y over x for each one. Remember, it's like really tricky, like to do 2 over 4, but it's y over x, so it's 4 to 2. And see if table A and B are proportional. So you're going to try these two. Now that you had some help, you're going to try and figure it out on your own.